Good morning, everybody. Oh, okay. Looked like it was stopping and starting. From me and Mr. Beasley here, Cawfeetawk. Somebody said they were watching the hearing. They wrote out domestic coordinator. If you're out there, hello. They said they were hearing my voice when they wrote that out. All right, he jumped down. Good morning. Welcome to Cawfeetawk, and welcome to Duck School. We're joining together, Duck School. We're obsessed with the duck and the ducklings to come. So we've been noticing the nest out front, and the duck, the mama, comes and goes, more goes than comes. So I'm like, what the hell's going on? So I've done some research about ducks, and feel free to click off anytime if this is a boring subject. To me, it's fascinating because it's literally in my front yard, and I find nature fascinating. And I thought you might too. Let's learn a little bit about ducks and their behavior. So what's happening here is that she's coming and going because she's laying more eggs. And that's what I thought, is that it looks like there's more eggs going in this hole. I'll put a picture because I, from a distance, took a video this morning because she's on the nest this morning, and a picture. So a few pictures. So, use the Zoom feature and did that. Sorry about the mowers in the distance. They are loud. So first of all, hope you had a great weekend. We had a fantastic weekend here with Lillian. Just had a great time. I'm sitting outside at my new table. My husband loved it. We had our dinner Friday night here at this little bitty baby table. We were able to all three fit. It was fantastic. So this is working, my little table situation. It's nice to have a place to sit, put my computer, sit, eat, sit with my coffee, all that outside without it having to be just the sofa. So hope you guys also had a fantastic weekend. We really did. We had like every single meal was, we were in the zone. Every single meal we had was like superb. So including the snacks. So anyway, we were in the zone. Everything we did was just good, fun. So back to ducks. So the duck is going to come and lay an egg and then let go. She does not start incubating those eggs, so they're not just sitting there languishing in the nest. She's going to wait till they're all laid, and it can be up to 12 or 13 ducklings in the front yard. So I don't know how many she's got in there. I think I've seen 4, but she's burying them also, so they're covered and stuff. I'm not touching anything. I'm trying to not get close to it. She really tucked herself under the rose bush, which is smart because it's thorny. Smart duck. So, and as time goes on, it gets bigger, so she gets more cover under that rose bush. But there's not a lot. There's a lot of gladiolas coming up around her. I mean, she might have bulbs coming up into her nest. She did pull out a couple bulbs because I saw them, with the bulb still attached to it in her debris in there. And then I guess when she gets all of her eggs, it's called what the hell's it called? I have an article. I'm going to read you some portions of. Let me see. It's called a hang on, what's it called? There's a name for it. There's a name for it. There's a name for it. Where's the name? Oh, well, there's a name for this clutch. It's called a clutch, a full clutch. I'll just read you this part right here. If you find a duck nest. If you find a mallard nest with only a few eggs, allow the hen time to finish laying her full clutch, typically 12 to 13 eggs. Since mallards lay only one egg at a time, this process can take up to 2 weeks. So that's what's happening. She's coming, laying an egg, and then going about her business. Keep in mind that mallards do not begin incubation until all the eggs are laid. So finding a nest with only 3 or 4 eggs and no mother duck nearby does not mean the nest has been abandoned. Thank you for answering my question. I was asking all weekend because I'm hovering from a distance. I'm checking it like as soon as I get up in the morning and in the evening before I go to bed, because I've been worried, but now that's gone. If something happens to an unfinished clutch, mallard hens will usually try again, often making multiple attempts until they successfully raise a brood. So it tells you this article. I'll put this on the community page. It tells you all of these things like The name of it is Mallard Duck Nests and Egg Laying, What to Do When You Find One. And then there's a whole section, Understanding Mallard Nesting Behavior. I told you that. The incubation period, she will sit on her eggs for most of the day for a period of up to 25 to 29 days. So I'm going to have to talk to the guys again, the landscaper guys, because I mean, she's inches away from the border of that bed, and they weed eat it, right up to the edge. So we'll have to just keep an eye on them. We did tell them, but I just protect. I'm mother henning over the hen. I'll just read you this section. Mallard nests are minimal and typically built on the ground in planters or on gravel. A mother duck called a hen creates a shallow depression in the ground and pulls nearby vegetation toward her as she sits in it. She's been doing that, including pulling up some of my bulbs. It's fine. She can have them. Once she's finished laying her eggs, she plucks her own downy feathers to help line and cover the nest. She's not started doing that yet. I haven't seen feathers. The finished nest is usually about 1 foot in diameter. Hers is about 6 inches. So I guess it's going to get bigger. I hope she has enough space there. She's going to definitely be busted into the gladiolas that are right there. A typical clutch may include up to 13 eggs. The mother lays the eggs 1 to 2 day intervals, does not begin incubation until the clutch is complete. Because embryo development doesn't begin until incubation starts, weather conditions during the laying phase generally don't affect the eggs. I was concerned about that too, because we've been getting a lot of rain. Once incubation begins, the hen will sit on her eggs for most of the day. We read that. Because incubation starts all at once, so it doesn't matter who, I said who's been laid the first, you know what I mean. The viable eggs usually hatch together, typically within 12 to 24 hours of one another. That's going to be exciting. And we're going to discuss this morning, my neighbor and I, a plan for, there is no water. I mean, we're not near a pond. And I think they need to swim in the water. Anyway, we were talking about an idea for providing them some water nearby. And then there's a whole section that if you find newly hatched ducklings in need, if you find a duck nest, I'll read you that one. We don't need ducklings in need because we're not there. And hopefully we won't be there. If you find a mallard nest with only a few eggs, allow the hen time to finish laying her full clutch. We read that. Oh, yeah, we read that. So all is well. Mother hen's doing her thing. She's got it down. There's nothing to worry about. I mean, for me, I trust nature. It's just the location is very surprising for this to me. Just the proximity to so much activity and noise and danger. So what we're thinking of, my friend and I, 20 minutes, we're headed to the fantastic over-the-top Disneyland of nurseries, garden centers, about a half hour away from here. We're going on a field trip this morning. One of the things I'm going to look for is, the dish that goes under a pot. One, because they have a lot of pots there and stuff like that, but a great big one that's on the deeper side that maybe I could just sort of slide into the garden. I mean, I have one available that's very small. 12 to 13 ducklings would not fit in it, but just an option, that I could keep that filled with water, like a shallow pool for them. She said that she had a situation where they used a baby pool nearby when there was I mean, we do have to trust this mother hen has her wisdom. It's just, want to make it easier for her. So I was thinking about that, looking for something like that, providing like a little wading pool, a baby pool for the ducks, a duckling pool. I'll talk to her about that in the car when we get going, what she thinks. But I just don't know where she's going to take them. And I mean, she's got to take them like across the road. So I don't know, like how's she going to get them to water? Take a duck to water, right? It's going to be fascinating watching the whole thing. I guess what I mostly need to do is just stay out of the way and observe from a distance and see what she does. But yeah, I'm feeling protective of those little baby ducks already. So it's exciting. 12 to 13, that's wild to think they could be roaming around in the front of my house. I mean, we rarely even have a squirrel. We're in a fairly new suburban development that just doesn't have enough mature, trees or anything like that to attract. We get rabbits occasionally, but they kind of are moving through. It's not like our other house. It's in the woods that there's a lot of wildlife. This one, this is rare. So it's exciting. Anyway, that's Duck Watch update. I will put this article in case you're interested. I like learning new things. As Lillian told me this weekend, she was telling me about synapses and why it's so important to learn new things. And we were talking about neuroplasticity and all of this stuff. She's so smart. She's learning so much in school and sharing it. She's such a cool kid. She was begging me all weekend to do our improv. We live in this world of Jamie and we do this improv, and we hadn't done it in a long time. And we tried to pick up where we left off, but there's all this cast of characters that we totally forgot about. So we created a whole new crazy scene. It was really, really fun. It was one of the better sessions that we had. And then we were telling John about it. He came out and he's like, this is unscripted. Like, we just bounce off each other. It's totally improv. We just, as these characters, we create stories. And she's always Jamie. And Jamie showed a totally different side of her personality. It was just really, really cool. She's such a cool kid. We hung out with my brother, had a really good time with him. I went out for Indian food with my friend, my florist friend. And like, our little town is really getting some sophistication. We have an Indian restaurant that was fantastic. We have next door a hot pot that I've never done that, so we'll have to go do that. Even though I have this like incredible independent movie theater connected to the university. I mean, it's just getting better and better all the time. So it's kind of nice to be down here for this long stretch. John's up north again. I don't have much to report on the remodel because everything is not that visible. The new stuff that's been done is pretty minor in terms of what you can see. But this week should be more, and then it's going to really kick into high gear starting next week when that tile comes in. Oh my God, the tile. They had a little snafu because he sent me an email saying he was hard. He placed an order for the shower tile, but like hadn't heard back from them a month later, and they weren't responding to emails and all this. And like, where did we actually see it? Might have to use that distributor and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh no, don't tell me that. You don't know how much effort we would put into finding that tile. And like, I'm really attached to that tile. It looks like it's a porcelain tile, and it's a big, large format, 12 by 24. And it's a satin finish. I mean, all these things we debated and got samples and took them back and brought them back and all that back and forth. It's not a high gloss. It's like a satin. So it's got the feel of a high gloss, but it doesn't shine like that. And it looks like onyx, like kind of like cream on white, like onyx, because, it's kind of a natural stone theme we're going with. So I'm just really excited because we've just seen one tile of it, to see how it all goes together. So it's like, oh, don't tell me we might have to pick another tile, but they found it. They resolved it on Friday. So that's good. So that'll start next week. We'll probably start the shower tile and then the floor tile and stuff. So that's going to be a dramatic change. It looks like it's all painted now. And so, it's exciting. It's coming together. And our system is working, me down here with Beasley and him up there, and the weekends and spending the weekends together. But this upcoming weekend is our anniversary, our big anniversary weekend in New York City. So anyway, Duck Talk is over. I got to get going to the garden center, and hope you guys are having a great start to your week. And thanks for joining me with my whatever's going on, but it's always something new, right? Hope you guys are all doing well, and I'll catch you next time. I'm going to go live, I think, this week, some evening. So I haven't figured out exactly when, but I'll let you know. Catch you later.